This is a pesto comparative analysis of Malaysia and the Philippines based on the institutional environments to be used from businesses in the entertainment industry to attract and retain expat workers from the two countries. Political analysis. Malaysia has a federal parliamentary constitutional monarchy composed of 13 states, of which 11 have hereditary rulers. It is part of the Trans-Pacific Partnership Free Trade Agreement, has a corruption rate of 61 out of 180, and a political stability index of 0.16. The Philippines have a presidential republic composed of 80 provinces and 39 chartered cities, a corruption rate of 99 out of 180, and a political stability index of negative 1.24. New Zealand has a parliamentary democracy under a constitutional monarchy composed of 16 regions and 1 territory, has a corruption rate of 2 out of 180, and a political stability index of 1.59. Both New Zealand and Malaysia are members of the TPP Free Trade Agreement, which suggests that both countries have good relations. Both Malaysia and the Philippines show signs of corruption, whereas New Zealand is the second least corrupt country in the world. This suggests that New Zealand will be an enticing destination for honest, hard-working workers from these countries. Both Malaysia and the Philippines, but mainly the Philippines, are politically unstable, whereas New Zealand is politically stable. This suggests that New Zealand will provide a stable environment for workers from these countries. Economic analysis. Malaysia is one of the major Asian economies. Its main sectors of industry are tourism, financial services, agriculture, electronics, and automotives. Exports and imports make up 130% of the country's GDP, and the 2018 GDP of $353 billion is showing a 5% growth from the previous year. The Philippines have an economy that has performed strongly due to rapid growth and decreasing unemployment rates. The rise of inflation, though, is a challenge for the economy, and the main sectors of industry are food processing, cement production, iron and steel, and telecommunications. 2018 GDP of $385 billion is showing a 3.1% growth from the previous year. New Zealand's main sources of industry are agriculture, tourism, retail, and wholesale trade. The services sector employed 73% of the population in 2018, and the 2018 GDP of $206 billion is showing a 3.1% increase from the previous year. Both New Zealand and Malaysia have booming tourism industries, suggesting that there are seasonal workers from Malaysia capable of working in New Zealand. The continuous and stable 3% annual GDP growth that New Zealand has could also entice foreign workers that are looking to work in a more stable environment, as both the Philippines and Malaysia, but especially the Philippines, show continuous variation between GDP growth and loss. Social and cultural analysis. Malaysia has a very diverse ethnic makeup. Its literacy rate is 93.73%, has a life expectancy of 75.5 years, has a poverty of 1.1%, and Malaysia provides healthcare to its citizens with 10.4% of total GDP in 2018 set aside for public healthcare. The Philippines have an ethnic makeup of 91.5% Christian Malay, 4% Muslim Malay, 1.5% Chinese, and 3% others. The literacy rate is 96.4%. They have a life expectancy of 69.2 years, a poverty of 18.2%, and all citizens are entitled to free healthcare, but accessibility of healthcare is a major issue for people in rural areas. New Zealand also has a diverse ethnic makeup. It has an adult literacy rate of 99%, life expectancy of 82 years, and all citizens are entitled to free healthcare. Both New Zealand and Malaysia have a multicultural ethnic population, and both countries are seen as bright examples of countries living in racial harmony as the different populations exist peacefully with one another. All three countries provide the citizens with public health care. 18.2% of the employment force in the Philippines are receiving below minimum wage payment for their labor, which would suggest that they would be attracted to work in New Zealand due to New Zealand's minimum wage regulations. Technological analysis. In Malaysia, internet users make up 78.8% of the population. It is 24th in the world in research and development spending, 2nd in Asia, and 5th globally for infrastructure investment. In the Philippines, internet users make up 55.5% of the population. Its access for physical infrastructure index is 0.336, and President Duterte determined to increase investment in innovation to attain the dream of a comfortable life for Filipinos. In New Zealand, 88.5% of the population uses the internet. Infrastructure is struggling to keep up with population growth, and New Zealand's housing and building boom is restricting spending on innovation. The lack of internet use in the Philippines could prove to be a barrier for Filipino workers looking to work in New Zealand due to the internet having a role in most industries, including the entertainment industry. The housing boom is an issue for migrant workers that are looking to work in New Zealand because the lack of housing and affordable housing might lead them to not choosing New Zealand as a place of employment. Analysis. In Malaysia, ease of doing business rank is 15th in the world, and economic freedom rank is 22nd in the world. For the Philippines, ease of doing business rank is 124th in the world, and economic freedom rank is 17th. New Zealand, ease of doing business rank is 1st in the world, and economic freedom rank is 3rd in the world. New Zealand's rankings in ease of doing business and economic freedom should be able to attract both Filipino and Malaysian workers in the country. Both Malaysia and the Philippines have similar climates, and the Philippines ranked 2nd in the 2018 World Risk Index ranked with 28.25% probability of an environmental risk. The different climate that New Zealand offers could also be another reason for migrant workers to decide to move and work in New Zealand as it provides a change of climate and scenery.